We're on the record in two cases. First case is cause number 327-560. Second case is cause number 327-562. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Jesus Rodriguez.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Rodriguez, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Rodriguez, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Mr. Rodriguez, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Rodriguez?
I'm doing good. How about you, Your Honor?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Rodriguez, in clause number 327560, the information alleges that on or about May 16th of 2020, while you were operating a motor vehicle in a public place in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an open container. Mr. Rodriguez, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And to this charge, Mr. Rodriguez, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Mr. Rodriguez, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, I am.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Rodriguez, I have before me what is marked as State's Exhibit number 1, and it is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. Mr. Rodriguez, do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, Mr. Rodriguez, you'll notice that on this document, there's some writing I'm gonna show you that I placed on this document. It's right here.
Yes.
You see that? It says 6 days, and they have my initials TLH on this document. And the reason why I did that is because the information alleges that this is a driving while intoxicated with an open container, which is a Class B misdemeanor. However, it's a Class B misdemeanor, but because it has an open container, the minimum amount of jail time is 6 days in the county jail. That's the minimum, and then the maximum is up to 180 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. I understand.
Now, on page 2 of this document, Mr. Rodriguez, are these your initials on the line that says no contender?
Those are my initials.
And on page 3 of this document,
That is my
is that your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the next document is titled the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do, and that is my signature.
And that's your signature on this document?
Yes, it is, Your
There's
Honor.
one box that's checked at the top of this document. That box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
I have another document here. This document is titled the discovery certification. Do you recognize this document?
I do recognize.
And
it.
is that your signature on the second line above the line that says defendant?
That is my signature.
Now, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney, Ms. Morrison, go over these documents with you?
Yes, she did.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
I did read and I do understand what is.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Everything is true and correct to the best of my knowledge, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am a U.S. citizen.
Okay. State, I have before me state's exhibits number 1 and 2. State, you like to offer states 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. No objection. State's exhibits number 1 and state's exhibit number 2 will be admitted. Mrs. Morrison, you have advised and counsel Mr. Rodriguez,
He's competent now.
and he's competent to stand trial?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Now, Mr. Rodriguez, your attorney, Ms. Morrison, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation?
I am satisfied.
Has she provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes, she has.
Mr. Rodriguez, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. It's for 180 days to be probated over 1 year, $1,000 fine, 80 hours community service, the DWI education course, and the drug and alcohol assessment. And also, we are dismissing cause number 327562, and there's a motion to forfeit the weapon.
Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail in this case because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,000 plus court costs of $422, and that comes to a total of $1,422. You will also be required to pay probation fees of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month, and you will also be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. If a further evaluation is needed, you will be required to pay an additional $50. Now, the total that you would have to pay each month is $205. Mr. Rodriguez, would you be able to pay the $205 each month?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, you will also be required to perform 80 hours of community service, attend and complete the DWI education class, and you will also be required to have an alcohol and drug assessment. And the state will dismiss cause number 327562 with the forfeiture of the weapon. Now, Mr. Rodriguez, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, I do understand the state's offer.
And do you think that the state's offer, in addition, Mr. Rodriguez, you would also have to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Now, do you understand the state's offer?
I do understand the state's offer.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
I do think it's fair.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I accept it.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, we on the record in cause number 327562. And in this case, Mr. Rodriguez, I have before me a motion to forfeiture of the weapon. Mr. Rodriguez, I'm gonna show you the motion to forfeit. Mr. Rodriguez, do you recognize this document?
I do recognize that document.
And is that your signature on this document?
That is my signature on the document.
Prior to signing this document, did your attorney go over this document with you?
Yes, she did.
And did you read and understand everything in this document?
I did read and I do understand everything.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
Mr. Rodriguez, I will grant the state's motion to forfeit this weapon. And it's my understanding that upon this forfeiture, the state will be dismissing cause number 327562, and I will I am signing that dismissal right now. Mr. Rodriguez, you can stand on the X next to your attorney. Follow the directions of our court clerk. And before you leave, you will be given a copy of the motion to dismiss. Once you get your paperwork, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Ms. Morrison, you have a blessed day as
You
well.
too, yeah.
Put your right thumb in the blue square.
Just glad to get out of this cold one.
Sorry, ma'am?
Your right thumb.